What's going on, guys? Korean Ninja MMA, you know who it is. So, of course, if you click on the channel, I'm hoping. But anyway, really anticipated. We got the co-main here. Really anticipated fight. A controversial one. A lot of people going with Sean. Some people are, and, I feel like a lot of people, like the media and a lot of of course, I'm not trying to make a be a rip, but like a lot of the casuals are going to go for Sean O'Malley, right? Riding the sugar show, right? The train he's going on. And I think a lot of some of the more hardcores kind of going for Vera, but I mean, I almost feel like this is kind of, you have to kind of like put your bias, put your heart on the side when it comes to picks or betting. I mean, if you just want to enjoy I mean, of course, we got to enjoy the fights. I mean, go whoever you like. I mean, that's the whole thing. We get attached to some fighters. I don't know why some people say, oh, whatever, I'm not attached to any fight, I don't care. Well, I mean, when people get emotional about teams, they'll say, yeah, it makes you excited, maybe your hometown hero, right? Whatever the hell. Or even if you have nothing even to do with it, maybe you just like his style, whatever. Okay, like video game characters will be like, oh, I just like that. I thought the character looked cool. It's fun. Whatever. Anyway, I digress. Guys, this is because it's just a big part of this matchup, okay? So, you gotta get your head out of it, man. Let's get our head into it. Get our head out of the clouds. Get out the motion out of the way. So, Sean O'Malley, man, on a 4-fight win streak. He's looking good, 12-0 right now. Marlon Vera, the more of a gritty vet, right? He got a 15-6-1 record here. Okay, he's had some losses, but look at that. He let that unanimous decision loss to Yadong, man. That was controversial. I mean, I think I and a lot of other people had Marlon Vera winning that. I mean, some people say it's close. I think, I mean, when we first saw it, I remember I was like, even saw it with my brother, right? We were both like, oh, that's a robbery. Some people said, maybe it's not a robbery. No, it was a close one, but it wasn't a robbery. Nah, okay, maybe you're just kind of like, you're kind of nitpicking at this point. I mean, okay, fine. If you want to just not call it a flat-out robbery, I mean, I've seen worse, but I mean, I just feel like, yeah, it was a close fight, but Marlon Vera had more moments in that. I think Yadong, they just kind of gave it to him, and, fighting in China, of course they're going to give it to him, right? But, or rather, I think it's just the UFC kind of way you want to push that, get the more Chinese fans, and I think with this too, a lot of people want to get Sean O'Malley to win, keep the train going. But I like Marlon Vera. I think I've researched this fight a lot. I went even back and talked about Marlon Vera's fight when he was, it got canceled when he was scheduled to fight against, the Tasmanian Devil, right, Ray Borg, and of course he's cut by UFC. Too bad for him. I hope he does well in better organization, gets that weight done, and gets it figured out. But I remember I broke him down, and I'm a fan of Vera's too. I'm a fan of Sean and both these guys. If we look at, they're both young. Sean O'Malley 25, Marlon Vera 27. They're both, look at, I don't know why it says 145 there. I mean, he's maybe fought at that weight class, of course, but you're going to see him a lot just fighting at the 135, as of recent. That's where he's kind of trying to make a name for himself, trying to really move up in the rankings. And look at the height difference, 5'11" for Sean O'Malley, very tall for the division. And Marlon Vera only 5'8". I don't know why. I always see, it seems like he seems bigger than 5'8". If I remember correctly, I think Cody Garment's about 5'8". So yeah, it's just kind of interesting. But yeah, I mean, I just thought he just seemed like a longer, leaner guy. But the reach, 72-inch reach for Sean O'Malley, 70.5 for Marlon Vera. So it's a slight reach advantage, but I don't think it's too huge. He will be taller, but like I said, it's not like, I mean, I think it's, you can take it that way. Wins by KO, Marlon Vera's got 4, Sean O'Malley 2. Sigmund strikes, look at that, 6.93 for O'Malley and 3.7 for Marlon Vera. Wins by sub, 4 for Vera, of course 0 for Sean. And takedowns, we got 1.33 for Sean and 0.88 for Marlon Vera. So I brought this down, that kind of, it's telling. I mean, Marlon Vera's got, in my opinion, he's kind of like a Swiss Army knife of a fighter in a way, in that he can do a lot of different things. Well, and Sean O'Malley is more of like a pure striker. We're going to be tested. I want to see where the ground game goes with this. I want to see if he's, how can I say, what the ground game's looking like, right? I want to see that. So that's going to be a big test for him. So now I think with Chito Vera, I think he can catch kicks. We've seen him do it. He'll catch a kick. He gets, really aggressive, though. He kind of walks the fighter down, which can be good or bad. Like, sometimes you don't want him to get too flat-footed. Just like we saw with O'Malley when he fought Quinones. Kind of similar, right? That kind of Muay Thai style, as far as stance, kind of plodding forward. You don't want to see that too much. But Marlon Vera and both Quinones can land some good leg kicks. They did. Quinones did land a couple of good leg kicks on Sean O'Malley. Kind of leans back and, kind of slick with it. But I think, he just needs to be calm. The big thing with Chito Vera, he needs to be calm in this. Like, Sean O'Malley, we all know O'Malley, right? he's really good at getting people's heads. I don't think he's necessarily in Marlon Vera's heads. I mean, he's been really funny on the interviews and whatnot. I think Shannon is very cool, like a cucumber. He's, that's part of, I think that's just like Conor McGregor and these guys that have this aura about them, these guys that have this confidence to kind of speak it into happening, right? When you have supreme confidence, of course, you need that in a fight. But I feel like Marlon Vera's coming off pretty confident as well. I think it's kind of, maybe he's feeling disrespect, and I think he'll come into a chip on his shoulder, maybe that fire in him. But yeah, it's a good one. You can't overlook O'Malley, man. I think, like I said, with Vera, man, he's really good at taking away space as well. As I say, I think, because he's plotting forward, but he walks them down. He walks the opponents down. He's always kind of looking for it. He's aggressive. He's looking to attack. He wants to kind of, like when he fought Uul as well. Uul's a very rangy striker, and you'll see him kind of like take that. You kind of get him against the cage eventually. He doesn't have that wrestling background though. That's the thing. If he did have that big wrestling, I think that could really benefit him. But he's more like he has a good BJJ, right? The Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is really good, aggressive. I think he's good at jumping at submissions, and that can help him. But he's also can get frustrated by that. I mean, for me personally, I think I get a little bit worried about him wasting energy, like when you're burning out your arms, because he'll shoot some stuff up, trying to go, get the head locked up. He'll try to, go for different things, but shoot up some submission attempts. He'll get the back as well. But like I said, grappling can be really taxing. I think his cardio will hold up, but I mean, it's aggressive. So I think he's good at, maybe if he's shooting for that, maybe it's enough to kind of get the respect of Sean O'Malley as an opponent, right? He's going to try to show you submissions like, hey man, I get you in these dangerous spots, just kind of, and then he can use that to kind of transition to something else, maybe beat him up a little. The ground pound's looking good as well. I think good clinch work like he did against Uul, right? He had his head position too. Like he's good clinch work. He doesn't do like a plumb clinch, but he'll get you against the cage. He wants to get you against the cage, right? Push his head against yours, like kind of so he can control you. Okay, where I'm gonna put you, where I'm gonna, position his head there. He'll put knees up there. He's got a good also like a little skip knee, and he's thrown that in a lot of fights. Like he'll just comes out of nowhere. He'll hurt you with that. Right to the body, right? Take away your cardio, hurt you to the body. The elbow is also on break. He has his clinch where he needs to make this fight kind of ugly. Get in Sean O'Malley's face, and he creates that panic. I just feel like he's got to get pressure, making the fight ugly. He's kind of learned about like seeing where opportunities are. And I know Sean O'Malley, of course, speaking of looking where opportunities are, I think he finds openings. I think both of these guys find openings in their own way. O'Malley needs to use that. Like do what he does best. If he was gonna win this, which I know a lot of people are saying he's gonna win, but that line is so off, man. It's like I get it, like O'Malley, and like maybe O'Malley will get that crazy KO. Maybe he goes in there, he starts showboating, right? Maybe like he's like have the hands down, he's a good head movement, right? You see his I think it's a lot of good footwork too. I think you'll see kind of Sean O'Malley just kind of he'll move side to side. He won't just kind of plod forward, kind of move just back and forth. Like he has good head movement, but I think it's also just the footwork too. He moves his whole body around. Like where's he going? He's going here, going left, going right. But I think I think so that can frustrate Cheeto. Maybe like Cheeto wants to get, because Cheeto's I think his hands are looking good. Sometimes I know he could be inconsistent. You don't know, but I think he's gotten that better in stats. He's gritty. I think he's picked up some good stuff. I mean, like I said, I think he will. It's going to start off on the feet, off from hard. Start on the feet. I think Cheeto will be able to. He'll want to go there. I like that little front kick he does. He'll want to box with him a little bit, but I think he'll see Sean O'Malley. Look, what's going to have the slicker punches, right? That straight, that long, rangy, kind of sniper of a punch, right? But I think he needs to bait Vera into a brawl. Like, okay, I'm gonna brawl with you. Yeah, come on, man. Let's see what you got, and then counter, like, pop. I think, moving around. I think, especially if he gets on the cage, because Vera wants to get him in the cage. If he cuts off the cage, move off there, and just avoid the ground, right? Like, you know what I mean? I think same thing as it. So Cheeto just needs to be really cool with this, not just going for finishes. I think that's the big thing I'm worried about, is that Cheeto's gonna go in there and be like, you know what? I'm being disrespected. You're trying to showboat on me, because Cheeto will get aggressive, but when he sees that he hurts you, he'll kind of show it like, well, it's good. It kind of, I think can also work in Cheeto's favor as well. I think when he's trying to, like, he kind of notices, like, oh, look at that. Oh, I hit you. I got a nice little leg kick. Oh, I hurt you, didn't you? I think he'll do a nice little front kick. I like that front kick of Cheeto's too. He makes it seem like he's gonna brawl with you, but he throws a little front kick, that skip knee. But I'm scared, like when he tries to go for that, Sean O'Malley just might, we might see it. He's so lanky. He'll kind of move back a la Dia brothers, kind of how they move their upper body back. get out of the way of some punch and just counter, you know? Get out, move away from the strike, maybe. But I think, like I said, I told you, man, I did just sprinkle a little bit on Vera, because as for a betting line, I feel like it's just too disrespected. Like, I understand Sean O'Malley being the favorite. He's got the Sean, like, he's got, a lot of fans coming in. He looks slick. I mean, and Vera, of course, has been gets hit, but he's just so tough. I don't see him getting finished. The other thing is if Vera goes in there really hot, trying to prove something, like, you know what, my striking is looking good too, man. If he starts falling in love with his own striking and just wants to put it, like, go in a kickboxing match against Sean, we could see a short night, man. We could see O'Malley do it, get that counter with that nice straight and just take him out there. But I think Vera is really tough. I think even if he gets hit, I think he'll survive. He'll make it ugly, and I think he'll be able to take O'Malley to those deeper waters, but he's the biggest test that O'Malley's really had. And I think if he's smart, this is MMA. You don't want to just get in a fucking kickboxing match. Like, yeah, you can do that, maybe hint at it. Okay, yeah, you want to go with me, man? Like, I got some punches too. Huh, use those kicks. Use those kicks. Make it seem like set something up, He's not good for the wrestling, like, but I mean, he's got like getting the pressure, Go walk forward, go get Sean O'Malley against the cage, and then go for something. I think he gets a little wild in there, like a little jump knee and stuff. But I think it's okay. Get a little wild in there, a little bit crazy. You need to create a little bit of chaos, make it an ugly fight to close the distance. In the end, get him against the cage. You're not a big wrestler, but get him against the cage, make it ugly. Take that length away from him. When you get in his face, when he's against the cage, I know O'Malley wants to, cut off the cage, but see if you can be into it. Snap that leg. When O'Malley's going to the side, kick that inside leg out like that. And then, eventually I think kind of flying forward, like he'll do a little stuff, do some wild stuff. Maybe you get hit too, but you'll land some of your own. Eventually, like I said, sometimes you got to make it ugly, eat a shot, get a shot. I think that's a really dangerous game to play against O'Malley, but I think the grittiness, we'll see. The grittiness, the experience of Vera, and of course, that, like I said, that Swiss Army knife skill, that Swiss Army knife of abilities that is Marlon Vera, I think will be enough to cause some trouble for O'Malley. And I think if he gets into the clinch, if he's able to clinch up with O'Malley against the cage, he's going to make it ugly. He's going to start landing knees. He's going to do it. And he's going to, land a nice elbow on the break. He's going to cut him up. And if he starts going to the ground, if he can just somehow try to get to the ground. And I know O'Malley looks like, for his big frame, I think he's really skinny, but he's shown he's had some, some strength to him, He's got a long guy, so it could be hard to take down. And Rivera's not like a big wrestler or anything, but I think eventually if he kind of hurts him, get him, make it ugly, get those knees in the stomach, right? In the solar plexus. If he can kind of, basically crumble him, it's just like, because he's good at creating that pressure, making the fight ugly in your face. He's not going to just stand back and kickbox with him. I hope not. Get it to the ground and then get those subs going, man. Even if you don't end up successful with it, he's good at, he'll get you, kind of tire you out, make it ugly, like to where he gets you and her head locked, but maybe it's not enough to choke you out, but it's enough to make me feel ugly, panic, like, oh crap, he's got my neck, he's better on the ground than me, and then he'll just kind of get in a better position to land some ground and pound. Make it an ugly fight, and I think Vera, it's worth a little sprinkle, man. I mean, that lines off, that from a betting perspective, when you think the line's it should be a lot closer, and it's that off, why not? So I'm going for Vera on this. I'm not going to be surprised if O'Malley maybe does starch him. No, actually I am. I don't know about just starching him, but if O'Malley wins it, I'm not surprised, but I'm not going to be surprised if Marlon gets it either. And I'm going for Marlon, sprinkle a little bit on him. Good luck, guys. We're going to enjoy this one.